Hello and welcome back to the garden. In this video we're going to be doing a strawberry tower using these containers and some of the plants that we grew last year. So these strawberry plants were grown from runners from our strawberry plants that we grown in the terracotta plant pot, and they've been in these containers all last year. And they've got lovely roots coming out of the bottom of the containers, so we need to be moving them on now. Just by chance we passed the shop, it was actually one below one of the cheaper shops, and we saw these in the window, and these are stackable plant pots. And the way they work is you put them diagonally on top of each other and they form a beautiful stack, which means we can go up rather than going horizontally and using a lot of space. We can grow a lot of plants in a small space with these containers. So we immediately went and grabbed them. Now these were only £1.29 each, so that is a real bargain. So I've already drilled some holes. Now if you do buy these containers from One Below, just be careful when you're drilling holes. Do it very, very slowly because it does have a tendency to crack the plastic. They're not the greatest made, so I'm not sure how long they will last, but they'll certainly last at least 1 or 2 years. So just using some multi-purpose compost, I'm going to start by filling up the first one. Just part way through. And then I'm going to get these strawberries, tip them upside down, just loosen those roots a little bit, and in they can pop. Now strawberries don't have a very deep root run, they're quite shallow rooted, which means they're perfect for containers. I'm just going to put more compost around the edges, making sure it's planted to the same depth that it was growing in the container. And this is a really good way of growing a lot of strawberries in a minimal space. So if you have a balcony, it'd be perfect. Or a smaller garden, these are perfect. I'm just placing those strawberries in and popping it around. So if you haven't seen the video we did last year on growing strawberries from runners, please do check that out, because that does show you how you peg them down and just how easy they are to grow new plants. Because strawberries are abundantly generous. They want to throw out runners, they want to make new plants, and we, us as gardeners, can be so grateful for that, because it means we can have more plants, and more plants mean more strawberries. So that's the first rung done. So I'm just going to put that to one side and on to the next one. And this is just, like I've said, normal multi-purpose compost, peat free, and these strawberries will just be perfect in this container. That's quite a large one, so I need a deeper hole for that. I might just tease some of those roots and just make it a little bit shallower. It won't do any harm to the plant. And this container came at just the right time, because we were wondering what we were going to do with all these strawberry plants, and when we saw this container in the shop window, we thought perfect way of using all these lovely plants we've already grown. And these are all different types of varieties. I've got no idea which is which, but we did buy in the original container one of each variety we could find. And to be fair, when it came to actually harvesting them, we couldn't really tell which was which. They all kind of tasted the same. None tasted any better or worse than the others. So at least we know that each one of these plants is going to bear delicious strawberries. And this is also perfect if you have an allotment, because you may want to dedicate your beds in the allotment to growing other things. And the good thing about these being in containers is that you can actually move them around. So if you do have an area which is baked in sun in the morning but then gets a lot of shade in the afternoon, during the afternoon period you could then move them out of that shade and move them back into a sunnier position, just so you can maximise on that sunshine, because these are kind of plants do best in full sun. So the more sun you can give them, the better they'll produce delicious crops. Okay, so what you end up with is a lovely stackable set of strawberries. And if you have more plants, you can go higher. When you grow more next year through the runners that these produce, you can also grow higher than that. And it's quite sturdy, to be honest, so it's perfect. And the bonus you have of the very top one is that in the very centre you can squeeze another one in. So I'm just going to squeeze a fourth one in this very top layer. Then as we get more, we can be adding more to that rung, and then this can still remain the top layer.